teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a good day. I've had a pretty good one. It is the weekend. We're on break for a week. I went shopping today to the mall because my cleaner was coming in and I wanted to clear out. I found this jumper. It makes me feel like an owl and I love it. So do I need a jumper in the Omani winter? No. Am I wearing it anyway? Absolutely. The temperature inside my house is whatever I set my air conditioning to, and I will bring winter in kicking and screaming by the ear through sheer force of will. I am also drinking coffee with you today at probably inappropriate o'clock, but don't have to get up in the morning, so it's fine. So today we have cooking chicken roast, roasted potatoes, poutine, cheesy broccoli and gravy, which seems like a lot. I feel like there's some elements to that dish that didn't need to be there, but not my decision, not my dinner, and at least it makes a change from the mukbang. She did have a mukbang after this. Full disclosure, I've only seen about 5 minutes of this. I was kind of half listening while I was getting ready, but then I had to leave. And I saw a couple of minutes of the mukbang while I checked into Pulpy's stream earlier. So I haven't seen either of these in full. We're just going to react to it cold. But I do remember when she started, man, she didn't seem to want to be there. But let's get into it and we'll see what we think. You'll be pleased to know I've cut out the ad.
Hello! Welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm in my kitchen and we're finally going to be cooking something here. So, I'm cooking something for you. Maybe, yeah. That's my cat. She knows I'm making chicken somehow and she's freaking.
I love that the cat's meowing and she feels the need to explain it. Like, unless Salah has some habits we're not aware of, we didn't think anything else was meowing.
One moment, please. So, I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm a little stuffy. Getting over a cold or something.
She is hanging on to that fridge. So she said hello, she moved her cat, she's come back, and now she's needing to hold on to the fridge. This is the amount of movement she has. Like, that's alarming. I know we talk about how much she's able to do or not do, but
I have a chef hat, yes I do. And
yeah, you do.
I'm gonna make dinner for myself and my husband today. And I'm going to be making a chicken roast or a roasted chicken. So despite the chef hat and this apron, which is one size fits all, except for me.
I feel like she didn't necessarily need to tell us that. I mean, if you've got an apron and you don't want to show everyone it doesn't fit, could you not just add an extension to the strings? I suppose when she turns around we'd see it and then people would say something anyway, so maybe she's just hanging a bit of a lantern on it, but I don't care too much about the hat. She said she was going to be doing content. I suppose it kind of matches her headscarf. It looks kind of cheap, but whatever.
Life at me. But whatever. So yeah, I'm just gonna be cooking your average meals with things I have in my pantry and my fridge. But I thought, you know what?
She's still hanging on to that fridge for dear life. Here's the thing, like, I get that this is going to be a new series and that she's like, okay, I'm going to do cooking content as well because she's terrified the TOS are going to catch up with her. But she doesn't seem excited to be here at all. And I was saying this in the intro, like, she knows exactly how this is going to look. She's already dreading it. And I guess physically it's quite demanding. Why are you putting out this content if you don't want to? And I'm shocked at how little she seems to have used this kitchen. I know they eat out a lot, but she's been there, what, a year now? And she said she was super excited to be using the kitchen. All we've seen is takeout. But when you start looking at some of the stuff she's doing, it really doesn't seem that she's had much experience in this room.
But cooking is kind of boring, so I'll bring you guys along.
Cooking is kind of boring, so I'll bring you guys along. No, you're selling it. You're selling it, my darling.
And we're gonna make a roasted chicken.
Yeah, you said that.
Some air fryer potatoes and
you said that.
some broccoli and cheese. Maybe a salad, we'll see.
So were they not meant to be poutine to begin with? Did she say poutine a minute ago or did she just say potatoes a minute ago?
I'm not too sure. My husband hates broccoli. But with cheese, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Cheese solves everything for Chantal.
Alright guys, so let's get started. So, yeah, this is my oven, my stove. It's kind of older, but it does the job always. So the very first thing I'm going to do is preheat my oven to...
Why does she keep things on the stove? Because that would drive me crackers. Like, just having it there and, like, then having the stove on as well. Like, she does have some counter space behind her. I realize that her space is limited, but she could put those away in a cupboard. It wouldn't kill her. She did it in the old place one, and then she had those, what were they, over the actual burner tops? And I'd just be scared I was going to burn the place down.
Salt and pepper in the way. This is the size of my chicken. It's small.
So you're only feeding 2 people? Why'd you look so annoyed?
Let's do,
No idea.
You know what? I want the chicken to release as much juice as possible, so I'm going to cook it kind of low and slow. So we're going to do,
Number 1, she seems to have no idea how to cook this chicken. Why would you not look it up before you turn the camera on? Well, you've edited it. Why would you not go away, realize you didn't know, go away and look it up? Like, come on.
350? Yeah.
You're just guessing.
350.
350 seems quite low for a chicken. I mean, like, you cook it long enough, I suppose it's not going to matter. But I think I don't roast chickens very often. I used to stick them in the air fryer, which was quite good. I should do that, actually. But last Christmas, gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. Why is my brain like this? Anyway, last Christmas, I roasted a chicken because I couldn't get a turkey. And I think I roasted it at like 200 to 10 for about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. And it was probably about the same size as this. So 350 is about 175 degrees. It's not the end of the world, but you could do it higher and actually get some color on it.
Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. I use this pan for almost everything. I have like maybe 2 or 3 pans.
Is she?
But whatever.
Okay, you can buy small pans for your purpose, but is she browning off the chicken first? Is that what she's doing? Because I don't usually see people do that with a whole chicken, but I suppose it is a small chicken. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but you can just brown it off at the end. You don't need to beforehand.
Okay, so we're just gonna run that around. I washed my chicken. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't like the slimy on the chicken.
Adding water's not gonna... Gross. It's not going to make it less slimy is what I was going to say, as you can see from her holding it up here.
Hi!
Hi.
Very small bird.
Yeah, they're usually between like 900 grams and 1.2 kilos, so 2.5 pounds. When you wash the chicken, if you're going to roast it and you want it to crisp, you pat it dry. Why is it still soaking wet?
Not GMO, I guess. So I'm going to put it in the pan.
It's a cold pan. If you're browning it, how are you gonna... Look on her face. She looks as panicked as me at this point. She's like... All right, let's go with Chef Chantal.
Mix it around with olive oil. I know
What?
this looks gross, but...
Because it is gross.
All right.
Why is she putting the stuff in the pan, then putting the chicken in it? Why doesn't she just put it on the chicken? Like, wipe your chicken down with olive oil if you want.
And honestly, I'm going to be making a gravy with the drippings.
Okay.
So I'm not going to add any spice really to it. Just a bit of salt, pepper, and maybe a bit of paprika.
Paprika and gravy? Okay. So she just... Oh no, did she turn the chicken in the olive oil? I don't even remember. Like, put olive oil on your chicken and then put the stuff on. It'll stay on there. Well, I suppose it's wet already. It doesn't matter.
The paprika is almost finished, so I have to renew it.
Didn't you just go to the grocery store?
gonna take some of the olive oil and just kind of...
She's scooping the olive oil with her. Turn the chicken, man. Turn it in it if you want, but you could have just poured the olive oil on the chicken and then turned it, and this would be fine. What are you doing?
Rub it on the bird.
Right, so you say nothing but...
Okay.
Oh. Her cooking's always interesting to watch.
Okay, and then I'm gonna take some butter and just place it on the bird.
Can I ask why? What is the butter going to achieve that the oil didn't? I mean, I say that when I roasted a chicken for the first time and I was following a recipe, it did say put little pats of butter like between the meat and the skin, and it would help to crisp it up and turn it a lovely golden. But the skin was keeping it in place then. So why is she putting it on top? It's not gonna... I mean, you can baste it as you cook, I suppose. Will it really help if the butter's just gonna melt and slide off? I don't get this.
And maybe a little inside.
So she's put it in the cavity.
A little bit here.
And she's just placing it on top. So it's not gonna stay there. She should put some lemon and some herbs inside it, inside the cavity of it.
Here. You can melt the butter first, you can poke holes in the bird. Up to you. I'm doing it this way.
Okay.
So once the oven's preheated, I'm gonna stick it in the oven and then I'm gonna baste it every so often.
Is she sticking it in the oven in this pan? Is that what I'm understanding here? Why? Also, I don't think that's a cast iron pan. I was looking for like a roasting pan. I wanted to try do it before I gave up bread. I wanted to try making bread in like a Dutch oven. But the amount of Dutch ovens they sold that were like, don't leave the lid on because the hardware, the knobs, the handles, weren't oven proof to the extent that the actual Dutch oven was just insane to me. And that was a problem I had when I was looking for pans like this as well, was that the handles are often not designed to go in the oven. Now, I'm not saying they're going to melt off or anything, but she is going to damage and warp her pans if she insists on putting them in the oven when they're not designed for that.
Maybe every 20 minutes. We'll see. I'll let you know exactly how long I let it cook for. I'll probably raise the heat on it near the end of cooking so that the skin, if it's not brown, it will get browned. But
oh, it's a sad chicken.
Chicken. To maximize the juice, I'm going to cover it.
Right? I'm not sure how that's going to maximize juice. I mean, less direct heat on the pan, so I suppose less evaporation, but oh man.
Because it's
sorry,
a large chicken, so it probably won't give out very much juice for a gravy. So let's see if
that
this works.
actually has not been my experience because of how the meat is processed here. It tends to release a lot of water no matter what the kind of meat. So I would suggest maybe though that pan is quite large if you want to keep the juices and things. Maybe a small roasting pan so that it's got less space to spread out. Seems like it would be a better idea. And then just have the chicken slightly elevated on like a rack or something.
All right, I'll be back in a bit.
Just leave the butter and the chopping board.
See you. All right, so that bird, as tiny as it is throwing off a mighty smell. Does that sound like a cooking channel?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'm like really hungry. I haven't eaten yet today, so I want to have a freaking big salad while I'm waiting.
Okay.
So, let's make one.
Why on the cooker? You've got a counter behind you. It's not a lot of counter space, but it's designed for this.
Well, this thing is on wheels. All right, so I have some lettuce here, some washed veggies.
The lettuce is washed? It doesn't look washed.
The veggies in my, put this aside for Howie, my hamster. The veggies in my fridge, I have lots, so they want to Come out and play.
She is very awkward in this. What a way to say that.
Alright, so I'm just gonna chop
A head of lettuce.
about a head of romaine here.
Okay.
Put that in a huge bowl.
I quite like that bowl she's got though. Simple but nice.
I love the smell of roasting chicken. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have a cuke.
I feel like she could have edited this somewhat. So we've got a whole head of lettuce, a whole cucumber.
Alright.
I don't mind how much salad she eats, but this would fill me up quite a lot before the chicken came out the oven. If I was eating the chicken with this, this would be a nice complete meal, but she had like a full meal after this.
Tomato.
Again, I feel like this could have been edited.
I'm so congested and I don't know how long it's gonna be for.
All the better to be cooking right now then, hey?
And you know, I don't have much energy, but life goes on and you know, I have all this food. I did a huge grocery order and I felt okay.
A huge grocery order? Okay, so she went grocery shopping and she spent $250. Now, she spent it on absolute crap. When I looked at what she bought, I couldn't imagine a meal she could make. It would either be a sandwich or snacks. Like, the protein, she said she had this frozen, but it didn't seem to, it was a lot of bread, a lot of cheese, but not a huge amount else, a lot of drinks, things like that. So she said she's done a grocery order. This is 2 days later, 3 days later. So she obviously didn't have enough to actually make meals with, not that she was trying. But imagine how much money they're wasting on food right now, because it's only 2 of them. So to do a $250 grocery haul and then need to do another order because you don't have meals seems a bit ridiculous for 2 people.
You know, I thought, I'm okay, I can go out. But the next day, I felt poorly. Like it took a turn for the worse, so I don't know what happened there.
In one of the comments, either on this or on another one, she mentioned she was on antibiotics, but I don't think she mentions, or at least I haven't seen, because I haven't seen past here, going to the doctor at any point. I wonder if she can just get those over the counter without a prescription.
But since then I've been inside trying to recover.
So no
and just
doctor?
eating little things. Not much of an appetite, honestly, except for like soup, and been eating soup and sandwiches.
Well, that's all you had groceries for.
And ordering here and there, you know. So we have salad, have some cheddar cheese.
So she had cheese on the salad and then all that cheese on the meal as well.
Like that.
Oh, there's a lot of cheese.
Okay. So
That is a serving bowl.
I'm gonna eat some of this. Gonna put some in a smaller bowl, save some for salad. And I have my favorite. French dressing is my favorite. I love it. I've loved it since I'm a kid. So, yeah, just one sec. It's kind of thick dressing. What's your guys' favorite salad dressing?
Didn't she ask that in the other one? Like, are these the only questions you can think of?
This one, and there used to be one, I think they still make it, but creamy cucumber.
Nah, I'm a salad cream girl, if it matters. Seems important to her, so I'll say.
Right. I can finally taste again, though, at least. Mmm, good dressing. Mmm.
God, her jaw is going.
Alright, that was delicious. Let's do the potatoes. So we might only need one potato.
They are giant.
Cut off the bad parts. Here.
She's gonna cut herself with that knife, jeez.
Now, so I have a liner here in my air fryer. Now I'm gonna leave skin on because I like the skin. Oh, by the way, I have like 2 knives. One is like a bread knife, so.
She's been there a year. Why don't you have some kitchen implements? We know the answer. The answer is because she never cooks for herself and because she's always ordering out. But you're presenting this as a new series on channel. You obviously have no problem wasting money at the grocery store. Go and get some pans, some cutlery, some stuff. Do an IKEA haul. Go to IKEA or to another home store like Home Centre, wherever. Do a haul of that in preparation for your channel, the build up to this opening. Like, what are you doing?
But we're gonna make them big enough chunks.
They are huge.
Okay.
And they're also really uneven. So that will help the cooking time. I don't know, I think I would boil them for a few minutes before putting them into the air fryer, like just crisp them off. I realize that it's very easy just to throw them in and then you can just wait, but I feel like you would have a softer inside and a crispier outside if you did that. Oh, now she can edit, but she made us watch her chop cucumbers.
Just 2 potatoes looks like they will do it, so.
Yeah, they were huge, man. You can see there that they're piling up. Like with an air fryer, you need the air to circulate. And if the holes for the air fryer are on the bottom, she's got a liner over that. So that's going to stop the air from circulating properly, isn't it?
What I'm going to season them with is...
You said you had salt, pepper, and paprika.
Some evu, of course.
Isn't the point of an air fryer you don't need a lot of oil?
Salt. Pepper.
Okay. You said you had salt, pepper, paprika.
And this is not open yet.
Oh, what is it?
Hold on.
Garlic? Garlic, onion powder? What is that?
Garlic powder.
Okay, garlic powder. So she's bought that for the occasion.
I love onion powder.
Oh, that's right, onion powder. There you
All
go.
over my apron. Better than my shirt. That's why I got this.
It's almost like it serves a purpose.
Onion powder, okay.
So she just dumped that on. She
And
hasn't
I'm
like
gonna try
tossed it
a little bit of steak sauce.
in the with the oil. Why not just put steak sauce on after? Or have like a, if you want that kind of flavor profile, have like a herb or a spice rub. I mean, I don't think it's going to taste bad, but it's like saying I'm going to try ketchup. Like, you can, but why?
Guys, like whatever, I see something, you know, and then I'm just gonna mix them. All right.
All over
So
her
that's what they
hands.
look like.
Look, her one hand is covered, so I'm guessing the hand holding the air fryer is also covered.
So I'm gonna pop them in the air fryer for until they're
That
tender
is
with a fork.
full.
Wash my hands, and I'll see you back for the broccoli. Let's check the chicken. Oh,
Okay, I wonder how long it's been cooking.
magnificent.
Okay, brown it off.
You see them brown bits in the pan?
Those brown
You see
bits.
them brown bits in
Sorry, that was petty.
the pan? That's going to be a gravy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna collect this juice now.
What do you mean? So she's not going to brown off the chicken, she's just going to leave it there. It'll be cooked, but it won't look as pretty as it could. What the hell has happened to that tray? Oh my god. Isn't that the giant tray that she puts her Maggi noodles on that time? Like, what kind of war has that tray gone through? It has seen some things. Look at it. It's warped.
Back in the oven to brown up.
On what? Just on the foil? I mean, okay, but
Uncover.
okay. If that foil rips, her oven's going to be a mess.
And then hopefully everything will be ready by the time my husband gets home.
Does she just not have baking trays? Anything like that?
He'll be hungry. He's out doing his
I
homework.
guess not.
So, I'm also going to raise that to 400.
I can't do Fahrenheit to centigrade right now.
And we're good to go. Last thing is the broccoli fryer. So when the potatoes are done, I'm going to put them in the oven to keep warm. Cook the broccoli. So I'll see you soon. Okay, guys. Welcome back. All right, so here's the potatoes.
Oh, they actually look quite nice. It's a lot of them, but they look nice.
A little over.
That's that serving bowl again, so that's a big portion.
We're done on some of them, but mostly they look perfect.
I wonder if they're cooked inside.
So I'm going to wrap them, put them away for now. I'm going to take some broccoli here, frozen. New liner.
I was going to say why frozen, and I don't use frozen broccoli usually. I just don't love the taste of frozen vegetables. I don't mind it in like stews and soups and things because it's easy that way. But when it comes to just cooking it like in the air fryer, I prefer fresh. Is frozen okay in the air fryer? Because if it's actually frozen, wouldn't it release a fair amount of water? In which case, would it crisp up the same? If you do it in the air fryer, let me know.
Salon hates broccoli, so
I'm giving it to him. Couldn't possibly choose another vegetable that he might like. What's she doing right now? That knife is gonna get her. Oh, it's butter. Of course it is. What was I thinking? The point of the air fryer is that you don't need as much fat to cook with.
okay.
That is a lot of butter.
And some
And
cheese.
Of course. At this point, why not just make it a broccoli gratin?
All right.
Frozen broccoli, cheese and butter.
Now we're going to cook that in the air fryer. We're going to make a gravy now. I'm also going to add a little bit of butter.
Didn't she add a ton of butter when she was cooking the chicken? And fat would have come out of the chicken. What's the butter going to do that isn't already there?
Now this is my first time making gravy in this way.
Okay.
So you'll have to bear with me.
What way?
There's all kinds of bits here that are very good for flavor.
Okay.
Oops.
There's also a ton of fat. I'm guessing that noise is her extractor fan. That metal whisk, that's going to scratch the hell out of the bottom of this pan.
And I want to deglaze it.
Okay, so add something to deglaze. Where's your water?
Put them on medium heat here. Our chicken is resting nicely.
Where's your stock?
Once that gets up to temp, I'm going to add some flour.
Did she add stock to that? Is that what she's waiting for? Because you need it to deglaze or some water or something. Or is she just using the butter?
The flour.
Okay, so she's literally just melting the butter and using the fat to deglaze, I suppose. You can, when you're making like a milk-based like white sauce, you can definitely melt butter, mix in the flour and then add the milk because it keeps it nice and smooth. But if she wants to deglaze the pan, I would say, well, how I would probably do it is heat up the pan, add the stock or water or whatever I'm using to deglaze, and then just take the flour and mix it into like a slurry and water so it doesn't have lumps and then add it. But I don't know, this could be perfectly fine.
I've never done this before.
I just scratch, scratch, scratch.
Where I am.
That poor
Believe
pan.
it or not.
It's just gonna be pure butter.
So just 2 tablespoons of flour.
Okay, thank you, chef. Put the poor base of that pan.
I think that'll do.
It's been abused
Now,
today. Okay, here comes the water. Why is she looking
Yeah,
suspiciously?
the chicken stock in here.
What? She's putting chicken stock in the kettle. Why? Get a measuring jug. You're gonna have dregs of chicken stock all up in your kettle, and you think she's gonna clean it right? God almighty. Welcome to the cooking show.
Well, let's see if this works out.
Her poor kettle.
I'm trying to deglaze the pan.
Oh, don't scratch it. All the non-stick coating, adding that just extra flavour. More kettle boiled stock. Oh my god. It's a professional channel.
Got a bit of black pepper, my favorite. Actually smells really nice.
It's got all the components that gravy would have, but man, did you make this hard for yourself.
Let that simmer for a minute. Now that's your basic gravy recipe for anything.
She is sweating, man.
Drippings, broth, flour. Adding drippings and flour.
I mean, you can argue that all roads lead to Rome, but I think I probably would have just done it in the roasting pan, put the roasting pan on top and done the gravy from there, but stock cubes in the kettle. Oh, I'm confused.
Classic, you know, so yes.
She's gonna be having chicken
But
tea
make the roux
forevermore.
with the flour before. You don't add the flour after because you'll have the lumpy gravy.
Well, not if you dissolve the flour in a tiny bit of water first.
I'm gonna taste it.
Bear in mind, she's sick. She's sick, and the spoon goes straight back in the bowl. I'm sure Salah will be so happy about that.
Very chickeny.
Well, you just
Very
made
nice.
it from chicken fat and
I
butter.
love that. It's a chicken too. All right, that's perfect. I'm happy. All right, once the broccoli's ready, I'm gonna serve up dinner, and I'll show you the end result.
Oh, that's what the noise is. It's not the extractor fan, it's the air fryer near the camera.
All right, so I'm gonna add some of my.
Why would you go to all this trouble and then put it on a polystyrene plate? Go to the store, buy yourself some kitchen items, buy yourself some plates, actual plates that you can wash and dry. Present it nicely.
Gravy.
More metal on the bottom of the pan. That gravy's looking very orange. That might be the filter she's got on.
All over that. Potatoes and chicken.
And cheese. And more cheese.
I made a potato.
And it's
Poutine.
falling off.
Added some cheese.
It looks almost jellified, but it's coming straight off the edge of that plate.
There's the chicken breast.
That gravy has got so much fat in it. And again, like, I understand making gravy from the meat juices, but she added a load of butter to that.
So, if you want to watch me eat this and chit chat for a bit and have dinner with me, come watch my mukbang. Coming
No,
soon.
thank you. I'm good.
Thank you guys for watching this video. I have a
You
lot
are
more to
welcome.
cook. Please bear with me. This is what I have for plates right now. We have to do
Right now, you literally were in the store and you knew this was coming.
some kitchen shopping because I'm not used to cooking. I used to order out like twice a day.
Used to. When's payday? It's the 20th today. When she gets paid, how many more of these do you think we're going to see?
That was my life, but I'm trying to cook for us, so.
She used to cook all the time on channel. She had a limited array of dishes, but she could do them decently for what she wanted. She was oddly obsessed with tomato paste. But remember, when she did her time warps, she cooked all those meals from the menu for the Titanic. Like, she's not as inept as this seems. So why is she doing this? When we talk about learned helplessness, she doesn't do something for so long and then she's like, oh no, I'm not a very good cook. I don't know how to do this. She used to be more capable than this. It's not a high bar, but it's a learned helplessness.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how the broccoli turned out with cheese on it.
It does not look
All right, Ella,
appetizing.
let's go eat.
All right. Okay, everybody, that is it. I don't think I'm gonna go and watch the mukbang. Like I say, I saw a few bits of it, but I don't think I need more. So I will keep an eye on channel and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.